and I'm very happy to be here amongst everyone. To answer your question, when I started acting, it was a bad word. The industry was a bad word. It was, you don't send your daughters there. You know, very typical mindset of, this is not where you send your daughters. So when I was on set, it used to just be the female actor on set, and everyone else on that set would just be men. 20 years down the line today, we have women holding extremely an important place on our set, on our film unit. And whether it's direction, whether it's assistant directors, whether it's producers, whether it's the stylist, whether it's the makeup team, everything has changed, and there is a need for a woman in every department today. And I've seen it when there was no one, to seeing it when it's still not, 80-20, or it's still not 50-50, but at least it is 60-40. And that kind of growth only makes you feel better. Today, as a woman producer, I can stand and have a point of view. Earlier, you couldn't. You weren't taken seriously, you'd probably be mocked, you'd probably be like, oh, you're part of a family and hence you own this position. But today that isn't the case. I, for one, think that it is the men in my family who encouraged me to stand up and be the woman that I can be. I honestly feel if it wasn't for Ritesh, I wouldn't have been heading Mumbai Film Company, I wouldn't have been heading Imagine at all. It is his belief, it is his drive that makes you feel that you're capable of much more than what you yourself thought you were. And I think that in a way is mentoring. I think that is a way, whether it's a man or whether it's a woman. I think gender biasness needs to be removed, and people need to be appreciated for what they bring to the table, for what they bring to the job, and where they take it ahead. So that's my viewpoint on entrepreneurship and on any job or any industry that you're part of. Turned plant-based, and when I turned plant-based, I realized the importance of nuts and dried fruits and your protein intake and various things. So today, nuts and dried fruits are very much, and seeds are very much part of my diet. In fact, I honestly feel it's great for gut health. It's great for anti-aging, which all women love, and I'm sure all men too. It has good fat, so obviously it has great vitamin E, which eventually helps you look your best. And I'm a believer of more of what you put into your system rather than put on your face. So I would, honestly, really put that out there. In fact, I was just talking to a couple of our colleagues here, and I was telling them that because my kids are also plant-based and they have never had milk really. I mean, they've had milk or, hidden or whatever, but they primarily don't have a glass of milk. So every morning I make a combination of, chia seeds, hemp seeds, cashew nuts, almonds, almond milk, and I make this and I count the proportion of 25 grams of protein before they go there. So while we've had a whole lot of supplements, it has only been around, tickling a child's palate and not really about making it a nutritious blend in the morning. And I think if you just do that much, you are setting up your child to thinking in a way that's just right. So today if I ask them what you have for breakfast, and because it's easy and convenient and it goes into your system and you're alerted and ready to go, they will also always choose it. If I ask them, Rian, Rael, what will you have for breakfast? Instead of struggling and every mom goes through this whole journey in the morning of shoving down stuff, and getting them ready. If you just make your meal appropriate, nutrient dense, and something that's easy. I mean, you gotta give it to them at 6:30 in the morning. They're also a bit tired to gulp down a whole lot of food. So if you're giving them the right benefits, the right the right product, and something that's helping them eventually, it's something that they're going to definitely stomach. So I'm a big believer in nuts and dry fruits, especially since my diet has changed. But I also highly recommend it because I think it's not just one aspect that gets covered. It's a good fat, it's a good protein, it has its calcium in place, it's also a great carbohydrate. It's not one that's just adding layers, it's one that's helping you grow. In fact, I'd imagine we are discovering a whole variety of nut butters, my new product will be a pulao that is dense in all of this. So it's definitely something at a company level I'm looking at. We're experimenting every day in the office. We're trying to get out something that's delicious. And then he got me involved and we started doing it together. But it was at a time when people were at their lowest. And when we started putting up these reels, they would message us back saying, "Thank you for making us smile today," or "We had a tough day and you brought out the best in us." And that encouraged us to do a few more because we said at least there was no entertainment, there was nothing going on at that point in time. And if there were a whole lot of people who just felt a sense of calm by seeing them, we felt it was almost our responsibility to do it again and again. So we did that very often. And then COVID ended, of course, and we still kept getting mails that, before I go to work, I want to see that one reel, before I do this, or after I've had a tough day, it just makes me smile. So we try, but it is tough now. It's not as easy as it was before. We do a little bit here and there, and it's kind of brought us an identity which we didn't know we had before. So I don't know how we have the time. I think we just are well balanced, so it happens somehow or the other.
They are wonderful.